Hello, everyone, and thank you for being part of this podcast. It's the United chapter for you. Make it a point to subscribe and ring that notification bell so that you do not miss out on whatever we've definitely got to bring to you. As long as it is sports and as long as it is Manchester United related, we're definitely dedicated to bringing to you the latest straight as it comes in. Guess whom we are talking about? We are talking about the one and only from Brighton and Hove. Guess who? Guess who? It's Moises Caicedo. Anyway, where you watching from? Which part of the world are you watching from? Before we go direct to this video, you can let us know where you are watching from. But the thing is, the summer transfer window. Everybody's been waiting for the summer transfer window. And knock, the summer transfer windows is definitely right here. So I think it's very nice to talk about this, about what's gonna happen as Manchester United, as you already know, has been doing quite well with Eric Ten Hag. Eric Ten Hag being the favorite manager right up now, and his very many people are thinking that he can comfortably sit in the manager's seat as we talk, and there is nobody who's gonna say a thing about it. So with this transfer window, the summer transfer window, Manchester United is looking at reinforcement in different sections, and one of the places they are looking at reinforcement is the midfield section, and the main target is none other than Moises Caicedo, who is a big target in this transfer window. And leaving that aside, putting that aside, definitely he has proved that he is one of the best in midfield, and that's why he is being hunted for by a great number of clubs. Very many clubs want this gentleman, and the big competition is going to be between Arsenal and also Manchester United, with his market price being £55 million. Manchester United could be willing to pay more than that. However, will Arsenal be willing to pay more than £55 million, or is going to give up? But remember that in the summer transfer window, not forgetting that Moises Caicedo, one of the clubs that need him also is Chelsea. So not forgetting also that in the general transfer window, actually there was quite a bit of drama between himself and then Brighton and Hove. With Brighton and Hove trying their level best to make sure that they can keep the football player, and the football player was not very interested in Brighton and Hove remaining at Brighton and Hove in the general transfer window. He put in his request, wanted to leave, and Arsenal were willing to pay an amount that took up to £45 million, but his price has increased since then, and his market price right about now is £55 million. So Eric Ten Hag came out and said he definitely needs a midfielder, a perfect midfielder, one good passer, and guess who came into our minds was none other than the one and only this gentleman called Moises Caicedo. And not only is he in our minds, but also he's definitely in the minds of the manager. As the manager said, he is one to have at Manchester United. Let us know your option, what you think about Moises Caicedo. And as I can see, according to brief, in the last 635 days, the midfielder has been one of the finest passers in the game, completing 82.5% of his long passes, which puts him in the top 4 percentile of the midfielders. Playing as a box-to-box midfielder, Caicedo has been massive in both the defensive and offensive aspects. He's a very wonderful one, he's a very good one, and that's what Manchester United is definitely looking for. And that was a bit of a saga last time. I think Manchester United, if United are to take Moises Caicedo, they need to act. Manchester United need to act very speedy, because Chelsea has also come out and said they are interested in Moises Caicedo. Remembering that in the general transfer window, it was between Arsenal and Chelsea. With Chelsea having new owners, the co-owner of Chelsea, Todd Bowley, is actually throwing quite a lot of money, and has thrown a lot of money in the general transfer window. He did throw quite a lot of money and bought a big number of football players. And summer transfer window is here, and he's willing to do the same. Let's hope financial fair play rules will not get caught up with him. He might be caught up with financial fair play rules, but I think he knows what he's doing in his game. But what I'm trying to mean is Moises Caicedo is currently available, but it might not be for a very long period of time, because Chelsea has showed an interest in getting him. The co-owner of Chelsea, Todd Bowley, is personally interested in Moises Caicedo. Brighton do not want to sell him unless they get the amount of money they want. Eric Ten Hag wants him, and also Mikel Arteta, the manager of Arsenal, also wants him. So it's a bit of a tight. So it's going to be a bit competitive. It's going to be somewhat competitive this summer transfer window. And for Moises Caicedo himself, he definitely wants to leave. He wants to leave the club. He wants to leave Brighton and Hove. But the fact that Brighton and Hove sold quite a big number of players last season, definitely players including who's this Chelsea football player? There's a Chelsea football player who's a very wonderful one, Marc Cucurella. Marc Cucurella wanted to be part of Manchester United also. There was a bit of a struggle in between there, but he ended up at Chelsea. So if Manchester United wants to buy this gentleman and is very serious about buying him, they should act very fast, as anything that gets into the way of Chelsea, they definitely take. But you will remember that Eric Ten Hag is a manager that takes his time, understands the situation in the market before he buys any football player. He always tries to see which football players have been bought, and how can he favorably compete with the available resources. That's what he actually always does. And right about now, I think strategy should be changed for him a little bit, so that he can compete favorably. He has to know that in this summer transfer window, it's going to be fast, and that's why Moises Caicedo is a big target among the three clubs: Arsenal, Manchester United, and then Chelsea, with Chelsea being a big threat of hijacking him at any point in time, even when Manchester United has allowed that they will pay a certain amount of money. They are definitely willing to come and pay more. And what matters to Moises Caicedo right about now is moving from a club like Brighton and Hove. I mean, Brighton and Hove is not a big club as these top clubs. It's good. It's got brilliant players. It's known for bringing up very talented football players, but you cannot put it to comparison with the likes of Manchester United, Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool, and Manchester City. No, I think those clubs are way bigger than it. And what this gentleman has been looking for, what Moises Caicedo has been looking for quite a very long period of time, is definitely a shift from Brighton and Hove to a bigger club. It could be Manchester United, could be Chelsea, or it could be Arsenal. But right about now, the favourites being Manchester United, him being valued at £55 million. And also, before there was a swap deal that was talked about, but it's not yet confirmed, of Mark Ellister and him. So that £155 million is what they were saying they could give them. But it's not yet confirmed. What we are sure about now is that Manchester United is interested in Moises Caicedo, and they are willing to pay whatever amount that will be requested. Whatever amount that will be requested, Manchester United is willing to pay. As long as it is not stupid money, they are willing to pay. And Chelsea are also willing to pay. So where does it leave Manchester United? It's in between. They are trying to struggle to get the football player. 4 football players, definitely 4 clubs, 3 clubs mainly are struggling to get this one football player. We could say 4, with Brighton and Hove thinking about maintaining the football player. But I don't think this will be possible, because what I mean it won't be possible is you definitely know that in the general transfer window, it was a big tie. It was very big for Moises Caicedo, with him even getting to his Instagram page and saying, Brighton and Hove, I've played for you for some time. I've helped you where I can. and you've also helped me. I think this is time to let go. This is time to definitely leave. And I think it's going to be a tight one if Brighton and Hove decide to keep the football player, because he's not happy. He's not happy at Brighton and Hove, and he thinks he's going to get better at another club. It's going to be much better at another club, get the opportunities. I mean, when you come to Manchester United and you're under the management of a very big football manager like Erik Ten Hag, and you're surrounded by a very talented football players, the likes of Rafael Varane, the likes of who's this? Martinez, Lisandro Martinez, the likes of Bruno Fernandes. Definitely, it's a great feeling, and I think that's what this gentleman is definitely looking at. And I think it's going to be great. It's going to be a wonderful thing. What he's doing is great, and I think it's going to be a very wonderful thing if he crosses over to Manchester United from Brighton and Hove. And we can comfortably tell you that he thinks that Brighton and Hove is not his home anymore, and he's been looking for a move for some time, and we think that he's definitely going to be getting his move, as Manchester United is looking to spend quite big money in this transfer window, the summer transfer window. And one of the players thought this transfer window will not go without Manchester United buying could be Moises Caicedo, who has not had quite a big number of goals. He's only scored once, but he has played 28 matches, more than 28 matches the last season, and also some 2021, some 2022. Definitely, he played 8 and scored once and made 1 assist, and he had 6 shots. Then we can see the last season. He also played very well, definitely played very well. It's been great for him as a football player. He's not a goal scorer, he's a midfielder, but a very wonderful one, a very great midfielder, perfect one. And that's why he's been looked at by a very big number of clubs. Very many clubs are interested in signing him. Let us know what you think about him. Let us know what you definitely think about Moises Caicedo. And remember that he also played for Ecuador. That's his national team. And he played 3 matches for Ecuador in the World Cup and managed also to score his goal. He had 1 goal in the World Cup, and then in the World Cup qualifiers in 15 appearances, he managed to score twice and also made a wonderful 4 assists and 18 shots. Then in the Copa America, and that was 2001, in 5 matches he didn't score any goal, made no assists, but had a wonderful 3 shots. Scoring is not his thing, but when it comes to midfield, defensive midfield, he's very, very good. A very wonderful football player he is. And when you see how good Moises Caicedo, they're saying, as I told you before, that Moises Caicedo is in the last 635 days, the midfielder has been able to be one of the finest passers in the game, and completing 82.5% of his goal passes, long passes, and which puts him in the top 4 percentile of midfielders, and that's quite brilliant, and that's quite great for a midfielder like him. So whom else do you think Manchester United should buy apart from him? Let us know what you think, as the summer transfer window is here. Let us know what you definitely think, because we think Manchester United is willing to spend a lot of money in this summer transfer window. He already spent some good money in the general transfer window, and the general transfer window is not that serious, you know. It's just 1 month, but summer transfer window being something like 3 months gives football managers the position, puts them in a position to think better, see who is playing well, who will be playing better, who did not play, who is going to be sold off. And that's what we talk about right here at the United chapter with me, your host Abu KALS, as I'm giving you the latest about Moises Caicedo and his Manchester United transfer. Let us know again what you think about this transfer. Make it a point to subscribe, ring that notification bell so you do not miss out on whatever we've definitely got to bring to you, as long as it is sports and as long as it is Manchester United related right up here at the United chapter with me, your host Abu KALS, as we've been talking about Moises Caicedo and his potential move to Manchester United. And I think it's going to be a brilliant one in case Manchester United gets him. Otherwise, I should say thank you and goodbye for now.